Well, one of the things we mustn't forget during this pandemic is our commitment and dedication to our nation's veterans. Michael Richardson is a vice president for the Wounded Warrior Project, and Samantha Hargrove is a veteran of the U.S. Air Force. Thank you so much for being with us, you two.
Thanks for having us, Elsa. Great to be on.
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you here, and thank you both for your service as well. Mike, I want to start with you. What causes PTSD for veterans, and what are some of the signs that they might be struggling with it?
Yeah, so also post-traumatic stress and the associated disorder, it's not a civilian or a military issue specifically. It really is a human issue. And it's the brain's and body's, natural response to the traumatic event. Now, that being said, our veterans tend to suffer more and higher rates of PTSD because they're often experiencing higher frequency of potentially traumatic events, being in combat training, but they're also not immune to natural disasters, car accidents. All these potential traumatic events can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder. Some of the symptoms, if you're experiencing disturbing thoughts, hypervigilance, reoccurring nightmares related to the events, real trouble sleeping, all combined are sure signs and symptoms of suffering from post-traumatic stress and potentially the associated disorder.
Tell us about the mental health programs and services Wounded Warrior Project offers that directly address PTSD.
Yeah, I'll say absolutely. And so through Wounded Warrior Project's direct programming, as well as our partnerships, we have a number of programs to meet the warriors and family members where they are in their journey of recovery. And a couple of those include our mental health phone support line, WWP Talk, and it's available for warriors, family members, caregivers, and it's an empathetic ear, non-judgmental, helping setting goals over the course of months, speaking the same with our warriors and others the same time each week. We also have a mental health workshop program called our Project Odyssey, which is a 12-week program starting off with a 4 or 5 day adventure-based mental health workshop focusing on coping skills, building resilience, communication, and then follow up for a number of weeks after that, setting goals and learning and building upon what they learned during the adventure-based workshop. And the last one I'll mention is our Warrior Care Network. And that is Wounded Warrior Project partnered with 4 academic medical centers from across the country to provide innovative mental health care in an intensive program to warriors, mostly at the moderate to severe post-traumatic stress disorder. And again, thanks to the generous support of the American public, all of our programs are free to warriors and their families because they paid their dues on the battlefield and in service to our country.
And Samantha, I want to ask you, when did you know that you needed help?
I knew I needed help when my godson came to me and told me that he was afraid of me. I was extensively drinking. I was irritable and angry all the time, and that frightened him. So therefore, I knew I needed to seek help.
It really is so hard when it affects your entire family. How have the Wounded Warrior programs helped you?
The programs actually helped me become a better me, not only for me, but also for my family. In particular, the Warrior Care Network allowed me to be linked up with a program in Atlanta at Emory University Hospital. And that program was a 2-week extensive program that allowed me to process a lot of things that I buried in the back of my mind that I didn't want to face anymore. But it allowed me to revisit that and process what was going on and become a better me for me.
And I'm so glad to hear that these programs made a real difference. Mike, how can other veterans access these services and get more information so that they can get help as well?
Yeah, well, it shows great strength, as Sam has shown as well, seeking that care, helping others get that care. And so again, Wounded Warrior Project has a plethora of programs across a continuum of mental health support. And please reach out if you're suffering as a veteran or as a loved one, you see your veteran suffering, please reach out to woundedwarriorproject.org. We'll get you into our programs, making sure wraparound services, or you can call our resource center at 888-997 2586. Again, woundedwarriorproject.org to learn much more information about the programs and services we provide. Again, free of charge to warriors and their families.
All right, Mike Richardson and Samantha Hargrove, thank you so much for being with us. And Samantha, thank you for sharing your story with us as well. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.